It's Sunday night, and I completely forgot that I booked this live stream. My name's Carolyn. I'm known as the Contest Queen, and I've taught others how to win millions of dollars in cash and prizes. And every month, I host a sweepstakes Q&A where you can ask your sweepstakes questions, and I answer them. And I have a few questions that were sent in over the course of the month to answer. But this week has been so crazy, and this weekend was so busy. Thankfully, I have the sense to set alarms for everything, and I didn't win it. I bought myself a new watch after Christmas for boxing because my Fitbit that I did win completely died. It just stopped charging, and we're sitting there watching a show, and it buzzed. I looked down and it said live stream. I was like, uh-oh, I gotta go because I already booked this. So this is Sunday, cash, hanging out. That's what we do on Sundays. But actually, it's one of my favorite days to enter sweepstakes because it is so relaxed and casual that a lot of times I will sit in the living room with my Chromebook because I have a little laptop. I don't take my big work laptop. I have a little Chromebook, and a couple of Christmases ago, George bought me this amazing, it looks like a TV tray, looks like something you'd maybe have breakfast on, with the legs, but this is for computers. It's got a fan in it in case I had a bigger computer that required to be cooling, and it's got a bar to stop the laptop from sliding because I was using just a regular lap tray, and everything kept sliding off if I got up or I moved, and this has a spot for the mouse, a bumper for the mouse, and it's cushioned so when your wrist is on it, it's not, poking into your wrist. And then there's an actual hard plastic bar that stops the laptop from sliding down. I love it. So I sit on my side of the couch. I have my legs up. I put my blanket on. I put the laptop. I sit and we can watch movies, and I just enter sweepstakes and have endless cups of tea. It's my favorite way to enter sweepstakes. It's so relaxing. It's so much fun. And honestly, I think when you're enjoying yourself, you win more. I really believe that. It's the old adage of when is the best time? This is sale. I took sales and marketing decades ago. When's the best time to make a sale? Right after you've made a sale, because you're in that groove, you're in that vibe. So when you're winning and you're entering and you're just having fun, you're in the groove, that's when you're going to start to win. It's a lot of fun. Oh, Laura, I think she has one too. I don't have legs up. Lap tray can be a pain in the ass. So find one of those. I should post a picture of it and a link. I think he found it. I don't even know what store he found it in. He was in the mall. It might have even been in the Showcase store for all I know. The one that's as seen on TV kind of thing. And I tell you, it wasn't one of the most expensive things he's bought me, but it's one of my favorites because it's so practical. And I am that kind of a lady. I love my practical prizes, and I love my practical gifts. It said, oh, yeah, that's funny. She couldn't. Yeah, one time, Laura, I was doing a whole live stream, and I was completely muted. I realized I hadn't unmuted my computer. Yes, it's all in the mindset. It is. It's totally in the mindset. That's so. Oh, yeah, wooden one. No, this thing is great because it's plastic and it's adjustable, so I can make it really low, really high, fold the legs in. So if I just want to put it right on my lap, it's so practical. Sometimes I actually I move it around and use it in different rooms too. It's super handy. Anyway. So that's what I love doing on Sundays anyway. It's just a total relaxed day, laundry, bathroom cleaning, the glamour life of the Contest Queen. Sweepstakes, movies, munchies. That's Sunday. Anyway, I want to talk to you about, so some of the questions I'm getting are about Helene Hatzel, the one that wrote the Name It and Claim It game. And one of the questions I got from her, somebody emailed it to me, and they were very frustrated that they weren't winning every prize they ever entered. And they thought I did that. And I wrote them back and I said, I don't win the way Helene did. I win a lot. I've won 6 or 7 prizes this month. I started tracking again. Finally got off my butt and started tracking again, even though I share a new spreadsheet every year for everybody. I won a Dairy Farmers of Canada gift card for $50. Then I won a Butterball gift prize pack. It had a $100 Butterball gift card, a $200 grocery gift card, and $50 worth of Butterball swag. I'm still waiting on that one, so when it comes, I'll do an unboxing. And then I won tickets to go see Sam Roberts Band. We've won tickets. I just won tickets to go see Jazz Divas. That's going to be a fantastic show. And I won perfume from Dave Lackey. Yeah, that's it so far. So the month's not over. There's 3 days left in the month. And I could still hit something instantly tonight. You don't know. You just never know. So those are the, anyway, that's what I've won. So I said, I don't win every contest I enter. And if you're frustrated, 2 of the things I recommend are enter local giveaways, because most of those, like the tickets, were local giveaways. And the Dairy Farmers of Canada was one that they ran on Instagram and TikTok. So they split some of the prizes. I won on TikTok. They hardly had any entries on TikTok. That's one of the keys, is to increase your odds of winning, is to enter better odds giveaways. And so I did that by entering on TikTok versus Instagram. And funny, I even forgot to go check their Instagram to see and enter again. I think you could enter once in each platform. Totally forgot. That's the other thing that you can do to increase your odds of winning. And then the tickets were from local radio stations. So the pool of people that are going to be entering is going to be far less than if it was a national or worldwide giveaway, right? So you want to increase your, Pearl won. What did you win? Because they had Pearl won on Dairy Farmers on Insta. So they had $50 gift cards, $100 gift cards, and a grand prize with a KitchenAid mixer and a bunch of things. I did not win the grand prize. I won the $50 gift card, which was still fun. I went, and it was to their Blue Cow shop. So I bought George and I each a t-shirt, and I got the super cute creamer that looks like a pint of milk. How could I resist? Oh, she also won a $50 gift card. Yeah, so that's what I bought. And if you spent more than $50, it was shipped to you. So those 2 things and the creamer came to $52.50. So I spent $2.50, and then I didn't have to pay for shipping. And has anyone won from Contest Canada? Yes, that's the one I use. I use contestcanada.net. And the reason I use them, as opposed to Contest Girl or Red Flag Deals, which are great sites, but I use them because I'm always so busy and so behind sometimes that they send a daily email of what they posted the day before. And it helps me be able to catch up on the giveaways, because I can sit and then just go through all my emails and catch up on all my sweepstakes when I'm behind. So I win from them all the time. Like whatever I have found on their site that I'm entering. Yeah, I've used them for years. I used to use contestcanada.com, and then and their Yahoo group, and then that shifted. I can't remember when I switched over, and then actually Dave retired, and Joe from contestcanada.com came over to contestcanada.net and started helping Mike and, is it Dave? Mike and Dave over there. The 2 brothers, or is it Mike and Doug? So the 2 brothers that own contestcanada.net. So Joe from contestcanada.com came over and started helping them. And I did notice an improvement in their giveaways when he did that. So yeah, I I think they're a great site. But I also have a weekly list of all the places I visit, like all my local radio stations, and certain bloggers and certain websites that I go to every week that they might get posted somewhere. And then I have a circle of friends that tags me on Instagram. So that's how I find that's how I found the dairy farmers one. Someone tagged me on it on TikTok. So there's different ways. Now, the first Tuesday of every month, I put a Tagging Tuesday post on my Insta and Facebook. And I think I do it on YouTube. I post it in several places. But you can go and find, most popular on Insta, of course, you can go and make tagging friends on there. And that really helps. Laura wants to know how to set your Insta to public. You have to go into the settings and then choose. I have my phone here. I can look on my personal account. I don't know if it'll show. Mine's public, so when I set it up, that's how it was. Let me see. Oh, they have a new account center. Accounts and profiles, password security, your information permissions. Okay, so they have, yeah, so if you go into your three dots there, your three dots there, and you go into Account Center, you'll see passwords and security. Is it under passwords and security? No, it is under username. Oh my gosh, they keep changing stuff. Okay, you'll have to just play with it. They have just literally attached my personal to all my business accounts. So, but if I go under settings and privacy, account privacy, it shows public. So you'll have to just play with it just to see what it is. Well, that is not making me very happy with Meta right now that they have attached my business accounts with my personal accounts. That's not cool. Because when I first started, when Instagram, I was entering over 10 years ago, I was entering as the contest queen because it didn't matter and I was winning. But as social media got more sophisticated, I was not winning as the contest queen because they don't want to, clearly marketers don't want to give it to someone with that kind of a profile. So I set up a personal profile, and it seems that Meta has attached all my personal accounts to my business accounts, which, I mean, I have to have a personal account to set up a business account, but it was easier to have them separate on the platforms, and now they have attached them there too. So they have one account center, and every time I turn around, they keep changing it. So you won't see me enter Sweepstakes as the contest queen on Insta or TikTok or any of the platforms. I only enter as myself. I may share giveaways and promote giveaways as the contest queen, and I actually get hired to do that. I'm helping. I was hired this month for Filter Buy because in the United States, they are having a giveaway. You can win $10,000 and it ends on the 31st. So if you're in the United States and you haven't entered Filter Buy's $10,000 giveaway yet, what are you waiting for? What platform am I the most successful with? I'm going to have to say Instagram because there's not as many on TikTok. Like over the holiday season, I won like 2 from Instagram and 2 from TikTok. So I guess they're about a tie. I didn't really enter on Facebook, and X is virtually gone. Like a lot of people still find giveaways on X, but since the whole platform has changed, I just post things there occasionally. I used to love it. Like I'd scroll and talk to people and have conversations and read through like conversation threads and all that kind of stuff. I don't do that anymore. I really like TikTok. I've found a lot of community on TikTok. I do lives on TikTok whenever I can. I want to have a schedule where I can, schedule them like I schedule these, but I haven't got there yet. So I'd have to say Instagram and TikTok are my 2. And the thing is, people think, oh, I don't want to make videos for TikTok. Guess what? those TikTok giveaways that I won, they're exactly like Instagram. Follow the sponsor, like the post, maybe save the post into their favorites, tag your friends. That's it. It's exactly the same. And as a lot of the giveaways on Instagram are now reels, they look exactly the same as TikTok and Instagram reels giveaways. They're exactly the same. So, oh, this one's interesting. Do you think if sweepstakes has multiple ways to enter, you should enter via social media versus mail versus email for your chance? Or do you think they contact them all equally? It depends on the giveaway. You have to read the rules. So are they giving away a prize per platform? Or is it, can you enter once? It doesn't matter regardless of platform? Or can you enter once per platform? Or can you, you have to read the rules to see. So for example, if it was daily and you could enter here or here or here or here, I would enter one day on this one day on this one day on this one day on this one to split my odds of being picked. Right? Again, it always stems back to the rules. What are the rules saying? And this is why it's important to read the rules, because you can start to discern your odds from the rules. Right? No, the filter by contest isn't for Canadians too. You have to read the rules. I did make the mistake. I apologize to everyone on my subscriber list. It didn't even occur to me. And part of the problem is, so on my newsletter subscription, it says, are you Canadian or American or other country? And it helps me filter who's from where. So I should have filtered it just to Americans and anybody that didn't answer that question. And that would have eliminated all the Canadians from the mailing. But it didn't even occur to me. I just sent it to my whole list, which wasn't right, because then all the Canadians got mixed up. And they're like, why are you sending this to us? I can't even enter. Didn't even think about it. So I apologize for that. Won't happen again. That's how you learn in life, right? You do something once, you go, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that again. That's what you do, right? I have a whole series of sweepstakes mistakes on TikTok. And I'm up to 32 mistakes. I call them silly sweepstakes mistakes, things I should know better. And I still make the mistakes because I'm a human, messy human being, just like everybody else. Oh, Laura says, I won $500 twice on Insta. I can't win anything now. It's weird. Maybe take a break from it and focus on other sweepstakes and then come back to it when you feel refreshed. You know, they're not disappearing anytime soon. Oh, it's good to know about TikTok. I've not been on. Oh, I'm going to warn you now. It's an addictive platform. Ooh, Gail won a Bubblegum Kids prize pack. That's fun. See, and those make great gifts. I love winning prizes that I share as gifts. Oh, this is a good question. Do you think it's better to enter at midnight or early morning on a daily contest? Well, if it's just a regular daily contest, enter at any time. Just get your entries in. If it's a single entry, just enter. Now, what I used to do for single entry contest, that I would split it and I would enter me when I found it. And then midway through to the end of the promotion, I would enter my husband, because that would put us in two different places in the database. But I'm so busy now. I found that if I go to enter George, I forget to go back. So now I just enter both of us, because I'm like, if we're going to win, we're going to win. Boom, boom, one entry after another, done. And I get a similar question regarding instants. Technically, your odds of winning an instant prize are better in the middle of the night, because less people are going to be entering. So your odds of getting an instant prize in the middle of the night are technically higher. However, how the randomizers work is they put them at any times. So I've won some great instant prizes at 11 o'clock in the morning, at 6:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 8 o'clock at night. I've hit instants at all times. If you're just the next person to enter after they've set the time for that prize to arrive, you're going to win. That's it. So do you have a list that you send to everyone? Like a sweepstakes list? No, I'm not an aggregate. So what I do is I call myself the hub of all things contesting. I teach you how to find, organize, enter, and win sweepstakes, contests, and giveaways. That's my that's my elevator pitch. So I point people to different aggregates. I don't want to become an aggregate. It is a lot of work, and my focus is teaching, writing, and teaching. Those are my two focuses. And so I will point you to people that have fantastic aggregates that you can use to find, to find the giveaways in one spot to enter. So I do have a newsletter that I send out, and so I do the actual physical newsletter twice a month, and I do a giveaway once a month. And then if I have a company hire me, I'll send out a newsletter for that. And I send out I shouldn't call them newsletters. I send out an email rather to the newsletter list. So they get a newsletter twice a month. I do my giveaway, any client giveaways, and then any updates for live streams. And there's probably something else in there that I'm forgetting. So I don't bombard people with emails. I try to make the headings really clear. And for a while, I was doing overlaps with my words for winning over to Contest Queen, because I had to start letting people know that I was moving a lot of the Helene Hadsel teachings. If it was a Helene Hadsel teaching that was specifically contest based, I would talk about it here. But all of her metaphysical stuff, law of attraction, positive thinking, all that kind of stuff, I was moving over to words for winning, because that's where it really fit. Because only one of her books was contest based. The other three were not. Two were metaphysical, spiritual, inspirational books. And the final one was a fiction book. I mean, nothing to do with contesting. So that was all put over there. And then I'm working on Tag Powell's books, and eventually his wife's Judith Powell's books. So, and of course, they don't fit on Contest Queen. So I had a little bit of an overlap for the newsletter to tell people, hey, go over there and check things out. And then that was only till the end of the year. And then after December 31st, everything's over there. So if you're wondering, when am I doing a law of attraction chat, or I'm teaching maneuvers for wishcraft again, you can head over to Words for Winning and find that out. So that's what I'm doing there. What is a hot contest now? All of them. Honestly, I know I'm being cheeky. The hot contest is going to be the one that attracts you, because say I had a question. So here's a question that was sent to me. Can I win a cruise? I'm Canadian. Can I win a cruise? And I said, you can absolutely win a cruise. Make sure you check out contestcanada.net, Contest Girl, or Red Flag Deals. Those are the three big ones in Canada. There's also, I think, All Canadian Contests and Yo Winner, but I don't know how robust they are compared to the other three sites. And what you're going to do is you're going to find all the trip giveaways that have a cruise attached to them, and you'd probably want gift card giveaways and cash giveaways. So anything that you could piecemeal together to take a cruise holiday, right? I mean, if you won $10,000 cash, you could use it for a cruise. So you're going to focus on those giveaways first. So what is hot for you might not be hot for me. So for example, what if your thing this year is you want to remake your kitchen? So then you're going to focus on all those giveaways. This year for me, I'm focusing on winning trip number 25, and I would like it to be Las Vegas. So that's what I'm focusing on. Viva Las Vegas. The reason is last year I created a new company, and so all my funds went into creating 2 new Audible books, purchasing the rights to 10 books and 6 audio series, creating an entirely new website, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there was no funds, and I had promised George, I had said to George, for your 60th birthday, I'm going to take you to the Grand Canyon, because one of his bucket list items is he wants to see the Grand Canyon. That hasn't happened. And so I thought about it, the easiest and cheapest and fastest way to get that bucket list wish done this year, because I really would like to do a drive trip. You know, you go to Phoenix, you rent a car, you drive up to Sedona and the Grand Canyon, and you drive along the south side, and you end up in Vegas, and you fly home. And that'd be a spectacular, 10-day trip. You can take your time, enjoy the whole thing. Not in the budget, not in the calendar. So I thought the best thing to do is win a trip to Vegas, do the helicopter tour, put them in the jump seat, fly to the Grand Canyon, get to the bottom, just experience it, even if it's for one day, and then come home. So I thought that's what I'm focusing on. So that's where I'm putting my energy. Trip number 25, and I want it to be to Vegas. That's right. Well, now here, this is the thing. The difference between Canada and the United States. Two things have occurred. One, when I was going through a really depressed period, I won a lot less, and I went 10 years without winning a trip. Because honestly, you aren't going to win much when you're sad. I mean, I went through a divorce. We went bankrupt. I had some minor health issues. I was just miserable. At one point, I was crying every day. It was terrible. It was terrible. And, that's what life does, right? Sometimes you got to go to, they call it a dark night of the soul. Robert Ohado likes to call it dark night of the ego. He says there's nothing dark about your soul, but we all have them. We've all had them in our lives. And I nearly even lost my business. Like it was dark. And it took basically 10 years to come out of that. A huge, I started getting inklings of it in probably 2008. I love astrology. It's when Pluto went into Capricorn. And my life has completely changed. Now, currently, Pluto's in Aquarius for a little while. It's going to take one last kick at the can of Capricorn, then it's fully out. Hallelujah. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm heading into my second Saturn return. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens between now when I turn 57, because my birthday was a couple of weeks ago. Did you enter my birthday giveaway? All the prizes have been given out already. And back to between now and 60. So during that. But here's a little thing. I did a video on it on TikTok, but it was very long, so I didn't put it on YouTube or Reels. This is one reason people aren't winning sweepstakes. So I held 2 giveaways, one on each platform on Rafflecopter. Really simple. I only have a couple of ways to enter, like follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. And you can choose. All the options are open. So you only have to even do one. That's it. And I said, you have 2 chances to win. One here on each blog. They were almost identical. One said you can win here and then you can win there. I had 4 times the people enter on Contest Queen, right off the same thing. They didn't even, it says you have another chance to win on Words for Winning. They didn't click that, go over, enter the exact same thing. It would have taken you 2 minutes to go over there and enter again. So your odds of winning. So many people, 3/4 of the people did not take advantage of the second opportunity to win. Well, you obviously wanted to win because I gave you a choice of winning whatever book you wanted in any format. And I discovered Kindle changed their sharing policies. I couldn't give the person a Kindle book anymore. I had to send them an Amazon gift card. They had to buy it themselves. I used to be able to send Kindle books as gifts, but I can't anymore. So that's something you have to make sure you do. Take advantage of every winning opportunity. Are you? That's why it's always good to read the rules. So let's see. So back to now, that was a side thing, right? So I did not win trips for a long time. Now, Tom Cavalli, who started entering 7 years after me because he lives in the United States, there's so many more winning opportunities. He's closing in on 100. I'm sure it is. Because the last time I remember, was it a year or 2 ago, he was up to 83. And I know last year he won 5 trips. He was really, I don't think he could take all of them. I think he took the cash alternatives, but they still count. And someone did comment down here. that they use iWin. Oh, it was Lori. I knew I saw it. So Tom owns iWin. So he's up there. Yep. Sweetie's Secret Sweeps is also good. Yep. Both are wonderful. That's what I was just saying. Yeah, Sabrina, I'm sorry. Sabrina's been dealing with some health issues. And yeah, it does. When your energy, I really believe, and this is what Helene talked about in the Name It and Claim It game, I really believe that the energy that you're exuding does affect your level of winning. Now, here's something I want you to think about that I found. Sometimes when I wasn't feeling good and I entered, I felt better after because it got me dreaming of what I could win. Like, oh, am I going to get that am I going to get that trip? Am I going to get that gift card? Am I going to get this, beauty pack sent to my house? Like what? So yeah, so we're going to send you good juju for everything to go very well tomorrow. And that, yeah, as I bet you any money, as you heal, your wins will go up. Laura, no, and she's referring to the newsletters. Are they expensive? I'm going to say no. And the reason is you usually win more than what you paid pretty much fairly quickly. And the number of winners from those sites is extremely high, but you have to take advantage of all the features of the site. Use the text groups, use the Discord groups. Both Tom and Sweeties have Discord groups. Use the Discord group, get good at it. I know on Tom's, I don't know about Sweeties. He has a video on how to use the Discord group. Use it, get familiar with it. That will maximize your wins because, for example, I think they share the iHeart codes right away and different things. And if there's like a 1 day giveaway, and what's coming up is the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh, there's going to be Super Bowl. Yeah, that's what Lori says. I win way more than they cost. And I think you belong to all of them. Lori's yes, look at what she won. She won a Ford All-Star game, 75. Yeah. One. Actually, you don't even have to win such a big prize to cover the cost of the subscription. Yeah, see, Anita says the same thing. They pay, it's so much worth it. Plus you make friends. Oh my God. Then that's the other thing. There's usually discussions within the sites on, because they have different threads, right? Like this one's talking about singles. This one's talking about, code words. This one's talking about, so they usually have a thread on the national convention. So you get to go and meet all the people you chat with online in person. And that is really cool. Like I know Lori, and actually she wasn't Lori Johnson when I met her. That's how long ago I've known her. I remember it. The first time we really got a chance to hang out, and this is why the conventions are so awesome, is in San Antonio, Texas in 2008, when that was where the national convention was. And I remember one time we were going out for dinner. This is like my best memory. We were trying to get to one restaurant around the river, and we got a little bit lost. And there was, I don't know, 6 or 8 of us. And so we had seen a policeman, and we were asking him for directions. We're all standing around asking him for directions. And the way we ended up standing is there was a garbage can here, and I was here, and Lori was there. And I look over, and this is when Coke was doing really well with the codes. I see a Coke bottle, and I know there's a code on the lid. And I look at her, and I look at the bottle, and she looks at the bottle. She looks at me, and I'm like, I can't help it. So I reach over, and I unscrew the lid, and I put the bottle back in the garbage. And I am Canadian. She's American, so I couldn't enter. So I just passed her the code, and she looks at me. That's like such a sweeper thing to do. Like, oh my God. Meanwhile, the others are getting the directions to the restaurant. But you get to hang out with people, and then you have these crazy, fantastic memories, and it's so fun. So yeah, I think actually that was the second time we went out for dinner on that trip. It's so fun to hang out with people and hugging. Oh my gosh, because I've been going since my first convention was 2005. I'm coming up on my 20th year of conventions, but there was some years I couldn't go. So, so I missed a few, I think. So let's see, 05, if you can afford a convention, you have to go. It's going to be so good. 05, we went to, it was in Moline, Illinois. Then 6, it was in Phoenix, Arizona. 7, it was in Detroit, Michigan. 8 was in San Antonio, Texas. 9, it was in 9. Where did we go? Manchester, New Hampshire. 10 was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 11 was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but I missed it. Then 12 was in Atlanta, Georgia. 13 was in Salt Lake City, Utah. 14 was in Orlando, Florida, I think. 15. No, I'm missing one. Atlanta. Oh. Then it went, I thought there was Orlando, Florida. Then there was, then Orlando, Florida, then Las Vegas, Nevada. Then 17 was a cruise. I didn't go. 18, I think was in San Diego. I didn't go because I moved. 19, I'd already had been booked to we won a trip and we were going to a destination wedding, so I couldn't go. And I can't remember where 19 was. Then 20, we know what happened in 20. Then 21, it went to Phoenix, Arizona, but the borders were closed. I didn't go. Then 22, it was back to Manchester because I missed out. So I went to the Manchester, New Hampshire. And then last year it went back to Phoenix, Arizona. And next year it's going to Las Vegas, or this year it's going to Las Vegas. Next year it's going to Little Rock, Arkansas. So I've been to, I think it's 13 now. So it's the best. So there's a lot of hugging when I go because I've been so many years. And then there used to be a lot of minis. They're not any minis anymore. There's like 1 or 2 here and there. But Al Sayward used to have one every year, and he passed away in 21. That made me really sad because he was some of the best memories. And I used to take my daughter as she got bigger. There was one year because you had to be 13 or older, and she was 12, but her birthday was like 2 weeks after. And Al had known her since she was a baby. And so I'm like, Al, can I bring her? And he's like, yeah, I won't tell anybody. She's such a good kid. So he snuck her in. She was like 2 weeks shy of her 13th birthday. And she won her first prize pack. She won a Hershey's prize pack. Somebody had donated a chocolate bag with like a hat and chocolates and a cookbook and all kinds of things. Oh, she loved it. She was so happy. And then, because it was also a costume contest. And then one year, she came up with an idea for her to go as a pot of gold and me as a rainbow. We worked on these costumes. Oh my God, it was so fun. I think, and then we took George one year. He grumbled the whole time, and then he won all the big prizes. And I think that was the last year we went before then everything shut down and he passed away. So it was, adventures. We have adventures and memories, and this is the best community. I swear, this is something that nobody told me when I started entering sweepstakes. The friends I would make and the adventures I would go on are literally priceless. Like I can't even, I can feel it here in my heart when I talk about all these memories and the friends that I have made and the joy it brings me. It's priceless. Don't get me wrong. And then I joke, well, until I win a car and then we'll see. Right? Yeah. Sweep Sheet is great too. They're getting better and better. They've been making improvements. Hopefully I'm going to spend some time. I've done some interviews with Christy. People like those interviews. Why don't you combine your Vegas trip with the one you want with the convention? I have thought of that. However, the Vegas convention's in August and George doesn't handle the heat that well. So I'm hoping to go. I want to do something in like an April or May or like October, November, something a little bit cooler and not so hot. Oh, no. I can't seem to organize the ones I entered. I'm still writing in a notebook. I know there's an easier way. Yes. Okay, first of all, there's some sweepstakes sites that have organizational features in them. I Win Contest, for example, has an organizational feature. I can't remember if Sweepsheet does or doesn't. I'm embarrassed to say I don't remember. However, I use RoboForm to organize all my sweeps, but you can even do it in your browser. Yeah, there's so many different ways you can organize. Writing them down, that's crazy. And if you use it, do it electronically, they're going to save all your classes. You know what maybe I should do? I do a monthly giveaway. That is a one-on-one with me. But maybe I should do a giveaway. I'm just having an idea now. Let's workshop this, shall we? What if I do a giveaway where it's not a one-on-one with me? I give away, I don't know, 25 prizes to like master your sweepstakes, and we cover like RoboForm and like how to organize, how to find, organize, enter, and win. I think I might do that. We're going to workshop that. Maybe I'll try that. I'm going to start my new giveaway on February 2nd. So maybe we will try that and see what happens. I'll change it up because I have to blog it this week because I'm at the Silva 4-day intensive, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, because I'm also becoming a Silva instructor. Yeah, I'm not busy enough. Yeah, so I'm creating an Instagram account in February for sweeping. Yes, it is good to have a separate one. I've learned, haven't used social much to win yet. In the day, I would have said start with Facebook, but the way social has changed over the last decade, or oh my gosh, I don't even remember when I got my Facebook. I think it was 07 or 08. I know I got Twitter in 9. And I got Instagram in 13 because I'd always had a BlackBerry and Instagram wasn't on BlackBerry. So I would say if you have to pick one, start with Instagram now. That's probably the most the best one. Yeah, and if you join a group, they have different ways to organize your sweeps. Like a lot of this have, like I think even Sweepstakes Today has an organizational option. I know Contest Girl has one. Sweeps Atlas has one. Sweepstakes Advantage / Sweepstakes Plus has one. I Win Contest has one. Yeah, those are the ones off the top of my head that have a way to organize your sweeps. And then I prefer to organize my sweeps using either the browser, or my personal preference is RoboForm, because if I find giveaways in different places, they're all saved in one spot. And then if I find one somewhere else and I don't know if I've entered, when I use RoboForm, it shows me that it recognizes the URL, and then I know I've entered or not. That's why one of the ways, that's the reason I teach RoboForm, because to me, it's the best way. Cars don't last, friends do. Huh? Well, we'll see. Let me win one first. Oh, Sweet Sheet does. Thank you. I was embarrassed to say I couldn't remember. Like I said, there's so many features. These aggregates are so worth the membership fee, and they have so many features. Like I can't even remember all the features. Like one of the best features I think of Sweepsheet is Conversation Corner, but that's just me. Like everyone has their one-on-one with RoboForm. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to blog it. We're going to do a different type of giveaway for February. And I'm going to give away like 25 prizes. We're going to fill the class. How's that going to be? I used RoboForm yesterday to open my one time only and then start entering my hubby. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, so let's see. The questions I had pre-sent, because yeah, we've been talking all over the place. The questions I had pre-sent were, can I win a cruise? Yes, you absolutely can. Just make that your priority. So whatever you want to make your priority for the year should be the what you enter first. So when I divide my sweepstakes, I have like an instance folder, a top 10 folder, even though there's more than 10 in it. It just indicates to me they're the best ones. And these are what I call my folders. You can call your folders whatever you want. I have one called instance, where you could call it every day. Then you have a top 10 or favorites or, wish list or whatever you want to call it. Then I have dailies. Those are ones that are enter every day, but they're not as big a prize, say, as the trip or the car or the cash. And then I have weeklies. And the weeklies are the contests that are weekly and also all the sites that I go to visit weekly. So, for example, every Monday morning, I go to every radio station that is in my area and see what they're doing new. Oh, that's interesting. I don't enter myself and him on the same day. Yeah, I used to do that, but you have a little more space in your life for that kind of organization. I don't right now. And I've learned, I tried it and I forgot. So now I just enter us one after another. And I'm like, if we're going to win, we're going to win. I get, and that's the other thing that's so important. You have to make this hobby your own. And wherever you are in life, like the hobby, the way I have the hobby now is not the same way I started, not the same way I was using it a few years later, not the same way I was using it, because like when I started, there was still mail-in. Then mail-in virtually has disappeared. Then social media started coming in. First it was Facebook, then it was Twitter, now X. Then I added in Instagram, and then TikTok came along, and then, X has fallen off, and it's changed, and you have to keep changing with the hobby as it, shifts and changes. Yeah, Sandy says radio stations on Monday are great. I'll try to do that too. Sometimes I keep thinking I should be checking on Sundays, but heck, I nearly forgot this live stream. Because it's normally not on a Sunday. Normally I have this tomorrow night, which would be the last Monday of the month. However, as part of my Silva training, I am, there's 2 meetings. I have one meeting online first to talk about assisting the Silva course that I'm working on the next part of the week. And then there's a free Silva master class. So in her book, Celine talks about how she met Jose Silva, and she met him at a free introductory class. It's so you can get a sense of what the program's about before you sign up, because somebody doesn't want to go and sign up for a big program unless they know what they're getting themselves into. So they offer these free programs, but guess what? It's 2024. They're all online now. So anybody in the world, with a computer or phone can join, because it's done on Zoom. And there happens to be one tomorrow night. They do them about every 2 weeks. And this is actually what Helene took where she met Jose, which is kind of cool that they still do it. Anyway, as part of my Silva instructor training, I am assisting on tomorrow night's call. And then eventually I might lead one. Yeah. Can you imagine that? So that's why I had to move the live stream from Monday to Sunday. And then I also have my metaphysical chat this week. And then I'm setting up for Silva. So I've got something like every night. It's exciting, though. It's exciting. So if you're interested, just go to my Words for Winning blog. And I have a post on the free introductory class, and it has all the dates. It has a little excerpt from In Contact to Other Realms. And then I have a list of all the dates for the next 6 months up to the end of June. And the link, you can register, and it's absolutely free. So if you want to check it out, maybe I'll see you online tomorrow night too. And I won't have this set up because it's Silva. The panels will be there, but they'll be blank. Yeah, so Cinna, just go to wordsforwinning.com and find my It's the easiest way to do it, and it has the link to the register free here at the bottom, and you can just check it out. And actually, and if you can't make it, that's the other thing. If you can't make it tomorrow night, it has all the dates, so you can go to anyone. And if you want to see it more than once, you're welcome to come multiple times, and check it out. It's really interesting. Oh, Bill's here. He's late to the party. He's one of our loyal contest club members. You're never too late. Oh, Silva, sorry. I should be enunciating better. You think me reading my my Audible books, the producer's always rigging me. He's like, enunciate. Let me hang on. Let me just go grab the link and I'll put it in the chat for everybody. Because it's here. It's called, the blog post is called How Helene Hadsel Learned the Silva Method. And it will explain, let's see, I think this will post to both. It should go to, yes, it went to both Facebook and YouTube. And it's, now what's interesting is you'll see videos, like if you go online, and especially on YouTube, and you look up Helene, it talks about how she used the Silva method or her spec method, which is select it, project it, expect it, collect it, to win all the giveaways she won. And she didn't, because she didn't meet Jose Silva until after she won and had moved into the house. Right? So it was a long time. Like when she won the house, they had picked out a lot. So the lot had to be bought. The plans had to get drawn up by the architects. Permits had to be approved. The house had to be built. And then Formica used it, I think it was it 3 months? I think it was 3 months. They used it as a show home to feature all their Formica products. And then it was transferred. The ownership was then transferred to the Hadsels. And they couldn't actually even give them the house because I think there was some municipal law. They had to sell it to them for $10. It's like when people transfer a car in a family, they have to sell it for $1 because it can't just go for $0. So there has to be a nominal amount on paper to offset something. I don't know. So it was so then they moved into the house, and then so they won the house in 65, but they didn't move until 60, or no, was it 64 they won it? I went through all the dates because I noticed there was a discrepancy in the dates that she had written down in the book, because she didn't write In Contact to Other Realms till 2001. So you're going back almost 40 years. So she had a couple of the years wrong. And he started teaching in 65. Okay, now I'm going to have to pull out one of my books because now it's bugging me. Yeah, the office is small and my books are there. The Remarkable Jose Silva. Yeah, 70s. So she said, oh, she didn't say. Where did she? I know she said something about when she just moved into the house. Anyway, she invited him over and they had dinner, but oh my God, I've tried to find the recipe for this. She made this recipe. I prepared my never fail quickie casserole with tuna, cashews, chips, mushroom soup, and grated cheese, and popped it into the oven to bake. And I was like, oh, that can't be good. Anyway, she, through circumstance, she got taken along the path and became his assistant, his PR assistant. Anyway, yeah, it was a long time between when she met him and when, I know, right? Key, that recipe. Oh my God, I can't even. I've looked recipes up. I can't find that one. There's a lot of tuna casseroles out there, but there's not that one. I don't think I would even try it. Like when I was first married, I tried a noodle, one with noodles and everything casserole. Yeah, I made it once. It was never again for us. Just not a noodle casserole person. Oh my God, that recipe. How many bosses ate that? Oh, the recipes from the 60s. I got some of my grandmother's cookbooks when she passed. Some of the things they would eat. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, Helene wrote her book, The Name It and Claim It Game. The first part of it is the 1971 edition of the book. And she has her 3-step method, which was set a goal, which is basically select it. Never entertain any doubts, which is expect it. And you can con yourself into anything, which is a little bit of project it, but there's no collect it. And then when she did it in 1988, she had select it, project it, expect it in the book. And then she wrote the article in 2009 on select it, project it, expect it, collect it. And she didn't, so she used her 3-step method to win the house. And then people say, well, you have to credit Jose Silva for winning all this stuff. But she didn't even meet Jose until I think she was still entering sweepstakes into the 70s, maybe a titch into the 80s. But by the time I met her, she had stopped. And people were also mad. I've gotten messages. People are mad she didn't win the lottery. And I'm like, they didn't have the lottery in Texas until 1992. By then she was done. She'd also won everything she'd ever wanted. She already won the trips and the house and the cars and she didn't need anything. So why would she bother with the lottery at that point? She was content. You do have to, select it, which is set a goal. So in my case this year, it is the Las Vegas trip. I want to win a trip separate from the convention. Because also George isn't interested in the convention. And I think it's just easier if we just go at a different time of year, like just a separate trip, 2 of us go and have our own vacation separate from the convention. And then, so that's my goal. So that's set it. And then, her first set was don't entertain any doubts. I really feel like I'm going to get it. I just don't know how it's going to show up. I don't know if I'm going to win cash and then I'm just going to buy it, or I'm going to win specifically a trip to Vegas, or I'm going to win like a gift card that I can use to book the trip. I don't know how it's going to come about. And I also would want to extend it. Like some of the trips I've been entering for to go see U2 at the Sphere, and they're usually like 3-day giveaways. They're like 3 days. And I'm thinking, I'd probably want to extend it for a couple because we want to chill a little bit. And also we'll need 1 whole day for the Grand Canyon thing. So I need enough time for that. So that's and that's another tip, by the way. If you win a trip, you can change it. Usually you can change it. Usually extend it. So for example, one year we won a trip to Whistler. And when I was married, Craig's parents lived on the mainland, but north, you had to go, you can only get there by ferry. Do you remember Canadians, you old Canadians? You remember the Beachcombers? That was filmed in Gibson's. So we would take the ferry from West Van over to Gibson's and then get in the car and drive half an hour more north to Sechelt. So his parents used to live there, and actually straight across the Georgia Strait, we could see the lights of Nanaimo. And if you haven't had a Nanaimo bar, go look up the recipe. They're the best on the Vancouver Island. And so, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so we won this trip to Whistler and his parents lived there. So not only did we have them, it was only for 4 days. We had to extend it to like, I think it was 12 days or something. And then what we did was we asked if we could add our daughter. So she's like, sure, just give me your credit card and I'll just book the third ticket. We flew free to Vancouver with our daughter, who we paid for, but she booked it all at the same time. That's why I gave. Now, when you win a prize, you don't have to pay for the prize. So our tickets were free, but because we were purchasing a third ticket, we gave our credit card. So remember that you're not paying to accept any part of the prize, but we were adding to the prize, and she was kind enough to also book it at the same time instead of us having to try and book it ourselves after and possibly not getting on the same flight or sitting together. So that's why we did that. It was so good. And then, hang on, we're going to cut in. Amy is going to Las Vegas Convention, and she says, anyone on Saturday go to Old Red with me? I've already said yes. And so we'll put, Amy, message me, DM me with the details, and I'll put it on Facebook, my Contest Queen Facebook, and we'll get a whole gang. We'll get a whole gang of us on the Saturday who's not going to the after party to come. It'll be fun. We'll all go. So we paid for my daughter's ticket, and then we met his parents at the airport, and they took we had lunch. And so she even arranged for the bus to take us up to Whistler for the prize to come later so we could spend time and do our daughter handoff. And then we canceled the return to the airport. She canceled that for us, and we got picked up at the end of the prize by his parents, and then we went to their place for the rest of the time. So we only paid for her plane ticket, and everything else was covered. So you can all massage trips if you want. And when we went a trip to England, it was only for 2 days. We're like, yeah, we're not flying to England for 2. We did stretch it for 1 more day. So we just paid extra 1-night hotel. And they had to fly us back anyway, so it didn't matter. So yeah, you can change trips if you win them. So that's what, those are some good tips. Anyway, it's past 9. I'm going to let everybody else go and have some good time and chill on their Sunday, and stay tuned for a brand new giveaway in February, because we workshopped something new here. This is why I love this hobby. Oh, I'm so sorry. Cena. Okay, now I know. You don't know till you know, right? That's actually a good thing to know in life. That's how it is. You don't know until you know. And so I made a mistake, and she just let me know. Okay, now every time I see her, I'll know. Or should I say every time I see Cena, I'll know. Thanks for humoring me when I mispronounced your name. I appreciate you correcting me, because again, and that's what it is with sweepstakes. If you make a mistake, you just learn something about the hobby and you don't make it again. Or if you're like me, you make them once in a while, and then you have a whole TikTok list. Until now, I didn't know you could alter a vacation. Yeah, and you have to ask. Sometimes they'll say no. They could say no. And I did it with the Florida trip too. We won a 4-day, 3-night trip to Universal Studios for 4. And I changed it to 6 days, 5 nights. And I just paid for the extra 2 nights hotel. And we even, in the Universal Resort, I couldn't afford to stay in the resort that they put us in. So I booked us in the other resort. So we moved, 3 nights one, 2 nights in another. And the lady who was arranging the transport back and forth to the hotel, so on the way there, they dropped us at the first hotel, and then she made arrangements when we were returning to have them pick us up at the other hotel, so we didn't have to come all the way back to the first hotel with all our luggage. Service was fantastic. And I said to her, the other tip is, I said to her, to maximize the vacation, please get us on the first flight out on the Sunday so we can maximize the Sunday, and the absolute last flight out on the Friday so we can maximize the day there. Because we did just check out and left our luggage with the concierge. And then we went and hung around the pool till like 3:30 in the afternoon. And then we went to the airport. So we even got some more, pool time. And then I took plastic bags to put our wet bathing suits and things in so they wouldn't get ruined in the hand luggage. They wouldn't ruin the hand luggage. And Ziplocs are fantastic. We just wrung out all the bathing suits, stuck them in the Ziplocs, and off we went. So there's so many different things you can do with wins. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, look at this. Lord Murray said, I went after an upgrade to concierge on a Disney trip, and they did it for no charge. Yeah, you can be amazed. First and last flights, every moment counts. Oh, yeah. Rebecca, keep coming back. This community is the best. And I do host contest club meetings on Zoom twice a month. I think the next one is February 5th, right after 4 Days of Silva. But I do charge $1 for that only because it allows me to track people. And I started doing that because, one, it helps me also cover my Zoom costs because it's not free for me. And also it allows me to track people because at one point it was just a handful of us coming. And then I put it out to the public and I had 1,300 people sign up to the newsletter saying they wanted to know about the club meetings. And I panicked because I thought, oh my God, what if we have 1,300 people show up to a club meeting? This isn't going to work. So I limit it to 20. So we all have a time to talk, and I do charge $1, and that helps me mitigate my Zoom costs for the meetings. Basically, then it makes it, and I don't even get all that. PayPal takes like 40 cents of that $1 for their fees. So I make like 60 cents to help cover my Zoom costs. But it just keeps it organized. It just makes it easier to track who's coming. And I set it up on Calendly and it automatically sends you the link and stuff. So much better. Where do you sign up? Just go to contestqueen.com. And if you scroll down a bit, it's on the homepage. It's one of the featured blogs. And it says virtual contest club meeting. Oh, yeah, don't even go there. Oh, thank you, Bill. Bill put it. It's the events link too. But if you want to learn about what the club meetings are like and get notified, and I also try and send out an email. Oh, yeah, I knew there was. Remember I said something about the newsletter list? I include the link for the next virtual club meeting in the newsletter, but then I have a separate virtual contest club meeting email list, and then I send those out, and I try to do it 4 or 5 days in advance of the meeting, just so you have a little bit of a heads up, but not too far in advance, because otherwise it gets to be too much. Anyway, that was great for this month. And the other thing I'm working on is more guests. So on February 12th, I need to message her because I haven't got her intake form back, but we're having Danielle Champagne on, who's AKA the winning mom. And I met her on TikTok. So loved her videos, loved her energy. And I'm like, you have to come on my show. She's won over $60,000 in prizes. And she's a big winning advocate like me. So she's going to be so fun to talk to and hear about her adventures as a sweeper. Now, she's a busy mom, so we can only do it as a daytime. Usually I do these as a nighttime. So we're going to do it at noon because her little one is occupied. And then if you can't come at noon, you can always watch on demand. But I will be sending out a link in advance so you can have questions ready for. So if you have questions for her, you can send them to me in advance and I can ask them during the interview. And then you can come back and watch on demand. Oh, Bill, you're awesome. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, so just keep your eye on that event calendar because I'm going to keep adding more. I'm also working on getting the golf a Galway girl on TikTok. Her name's Maddie, and she also loves winning sweepstakes. And we've had some fun chats. She does some great little unboxings. And so I'm going to have her on too. Yeah, so stay tuned, because my goal is to have at least 1 to 2 interviews a month on Contest Queen, and then another 1 to 2 interviews for a different type of interview on Words for Winning. So the positive thought people. That's why I can't do like 1 a week, because then I'll be doing twice a week, and it's too much. Anyway, have a winning month. Wait for new sweepstakes to come, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow night in the silver training. Bye, everyone.